Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh, by Yahweh Shai, by Wakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well. Peace and many salutations to Yakim is toiling in his truth. Came across this video. This is the Jimmy Dore show. He's very critical of um, the government, on the administration that be. Old and new. He's moderate. He gives more of a realistic look at what's going on behind the scenes when it comes to the government and their hidden agendas. He came out with this video going into how the Pentagon has no idea who they're killing on these Venezuelan boats, which the Venezuelans are in fact Israelites. Okay, and they're being uh, targeted by Esau Edom for a number of things for its oil reserves that it has. Venezuela has a substantial amount of oil reserves, and also um, its uh, alliances that it has with Russia and China. I personally believe that it's uh, a new Cold War going on, because we know that these various countries are trying to realign themselves to control AI, and so, you know, America, China, Russia, they're, particularly, America's on the offense, to uh, slow down to the progression of China and its advances in AI, and it's doing so by trying to, hurt its economy and its allies' economy, also along with Russia. Now here recently, you've been seeing uh, the Americans bomb these various boats, indiscriminately. That's coming out. They don't even know who's in these boats, man. And they're coming up with these, uh, you know, uh, fabricated reasons to do so. They're saying that oh, these are drug boats, which we know that America gets most of its drugs from, what I'm saying, Mexico, and they allow these drugs to get in. These are drugs that have been manufactured in a dang on lab. Fitting out all this stuff. Like, come on, So Esau Edom is full of shit, and he demonized other people in order to rationalize doing wicked shit. And this is the same playbook that he's been using for years, whether it be uh, calling people theists, thugs, low IQ savages. He uses these various proverbs and bywords, in order to, you know, um, again, rationalize doing wickedness. And this is something, that was actually prophesied to happen against us. Most High, because we broke the laws, statute, commandments, he was going to send a fierce nation, um, to put us into severe captivity, and also, to debase us, with epithets, which is, a modern way of saying proverbs and bywords. Or epithet is a racist term for a particular group of people, you know. Now the end thing is saying, oh, these people have low IQs. They just got low IQs, so they're stupid, you know. Uh, you know, they're leeches, they're this or that. You know, they're killing our kids with drugs. And meanwhile, this guy Esau Edom is setting up proxy wars in Venezuela. Set up a proxy war about 10 years ago, displacing millions of people, toppled the government, destroyed the economy, right? You know, allowed people to come in this country and then demonize them for coming over here. When you topple the government and in their country, right? Lock them up. You know what I'm saying? Steal the natural resources. You set up a puppet government. That didn't work, by the way, right? Right. And he does this all in the name of freedom, all in the name of democracy and Christianity. Okay, so this guy Esau Edom, bro, he's a problem, and he has to be taken out of the way. We'll play this for you guys real quick. I'll put it on uh 1.5 so we could get through it. I'm gonna get some scriptures, and that'll be it, man.
Argument: who are terrorists? Well, the people I tell you who are terrorists. And what are terrorists? They're people who kill people in a terroristic way, and they're terrorists because I tell you they do this. It's this circular argument with no proof presented.
Hey, newsflash, all those boats that Trump and the military have been blowing up off the coast of Venezuela? They don't know who they're killing. Pentagon tells Congress it doesn't know who it's killing in Latin American boat strikes. Isn't that something? Okay. That's Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War. Earlier today, at the direction of President Trump, the Department of War carried out a lethal kinetic strike. What do you want to lethal kinetic strike? Wow. As opposed to what, a flaccid static strike? Right. This vessel, like all the others, was known by our intelligence to be involved in illicit narcotics. So they're just...
And Esau used all these words like, yeah, we made a lethal kinetic strike on another narco trafficking vessel operating by a designated terrorist organization. Like, you killed somebody, an innocent person. Now we know nobody's innocent, but now you killed somebody you didn't even know who they were. Right? You murderer. Right? And he's doing it to the tribes, man. This shows you that the northern tribe are Israelites too. Okay? For you black only Israelites, man. The northern tribe is catching pure hell, man. You know? This man just bombing, individuals indiscriminately, bro. And it's to make up a big word to make it sound better. We made a lethal kinetic strike on a terrorist vessel. You killed innocent people, bro.
Summarily executing people they suspect of being drug runners, which is not how that goes against every international law, every domestic law, right now there's a guy at the ICC court who used to be the president of the Philippines. He's being brought up on charge for doing the exact thing, for going in and killing drug dealers without a trial. And so what they're doing is they're killing fishermen is what they're doing. Right. One of the boats was from Colombia, and their fishing boat had a distress signal on, and they bombed it. So here's the video that the Pete Hegseth. Oh, look at that! We're so tough. We're so tough. Hegseth loves saying lethal kinetic strike because it sounds so much better than murder. And just to let you know, here's Senator Rand Paul. For over 20 years, presidents have used the same post-9/11 legal framework to justify wars and drone strikes without congressional approval. It's time to end this blank check for endless war and restore constitutional limits. So here's what he says.
The problem here is that the Trump administration, and correct me if I'm wrong, is basically embracing the legal framework that has been in place since 9/11, the war on terror. I know there were efforts to try and revoke it. It was never revoked. I mean, isn't this kind of the danger illustrated that people predicted if you don't withdraw the legal framework that allows endless war in the name of terrorism, that'll just become everything and the president can just bomb whoever he wants forever? Well, I think it is important to remember our history, even our recent history back to the Obama administration. I think he killed over 1,000 people with drones.
So here it is. For over 20 years, presidents have used the same post-9/11 legal framework to justify wars and drones strikes without congressional approval. So they use these various laws in order to break the law. How ironic is that? Well, this is Esau Edom. This is what he does. Okay, this is what he does He believes that with his mouth he could frame these various lies in order to justify killing. Uh, you can't even say killing them. Well, I said it, but I might as well finish it. Killing so-called innocent people. Okay, this is the mindset of Esau Edom, man. Right, a sociopath, right, a straight demon. And you Edomites, you so-called white people, you gonna be taken out of the way, bro. You gotta go, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemir, you gotta go. The Most High sees you, man. You're not gonna get away with this wickedness, bro. This is Psalms 12 and 1. Help Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, right? For the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail from among the children of man. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. Yahweh shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things, who have said, with our tongues we will prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? And this is the mindset of Esau Edom. Esau Edom, by his media, right, will set up, will paint a picture of someone, demonize them, dehumanize them, right? Um, you know, as a way to condone wickedness, to put people into captivity, aka prison, by starving them, right? Um, putting them in subpar conditions, doing all types of wickedness, bombing them indiscriminately. And this is the same framework that he does throughout the world, whether it be here in the U.S. or even in the Holy Land, man. It's the same play over and over again, man. Everybody's a monster. Everybody's terror. Everybody's so mean, right? According to Esau Edom, you so-called white people. But you're doing all the wicked shit internationally speaking, man. Setting up coups around the world, right? Including Africa. A lot of the things you see going on in Africa is funded by these various Arabic groups. In which a lot of those Arabs are not Ishmaelites. They're in fact Edomites. Okay? Right? All to do what? To paint a narrative, you know, so he could do wickedness. But that's coming to now, man. The Most High sees you and he's going to judge you. Right? Who has said, with our tongues, our tongue, we will prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I rise, saith Yahweh. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Yeah, for those that snare at us, those that look at us, as low IQ having subhumans. Guess what, man? The Most High is going to save us, bro. And we know that all Israel is going to be saved. The northern tribe and the southern tribe, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. The Most High sees what this man is doing to us. And he's gonna repay. You know what I'm saying? Yes, in 2/3 of our people, they have to be taken out of the way. They are wicked. But guess what? Esau Edom, man, you got to pay for your wickedness too, man. Right? Esau Edom likes to point the finger at us, right? Of all the wickedness that we're doing, but he doesn't point the pitch. Hold himself accountable for all the wickedness he's done throughout the world, man. That's a problem, bro. Right? He has to pay for that. Okay. The words of Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Yahweh. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest man are exalted, right? And that's exactly what is going on. The violent man is exalted here. And wickedness is everywhere. What you see going on in America, the madness that you see going on in America is because of the people who are ruling America, right? The Edomites, so-called white race, right? Via their hegemony, the world is in shambles, right? They like to paint, blame everybody else, except take responsibility for their, lack of rulership skills, right? you know, right? So Esau, Edom, man, you're gonna be held accountable, just like you have always held us accountable and demonized us. You're gonna be demonized, and it's already happening, right? Via the prophets, right? But when the Lord comes back, you're gonna be taken into captivity, man. You got to pay for all of your sins, all your wickedness you have done on the face of the earth, man. Right? It's seemingly unsurmountable, but the remedy is being recompensed back sevenfold. So you got to go into captivity, man. Right? You gotta go. Okay. Psalm 17:7. Show thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by thy right hand them which put their trust in thee from those that rise up against them. And who's the right hand of the Heavenly Father? Yahweh Shai. So when Yahweh Shai returns, he's going to save the elect, right? And the elect are going to establish the kingdom of heaven on the face of the earth, right? And eventually all Israel will be saved, right? With various people that you call niggas and spicks and Uncle Tomahawks and say they have low IQs and they're, you know, uh, you know, uh, uh, the worst of the worst of society. Guess what? Eventually, the Most High is going to save those people. Yes, they had to be taken out of the way first. 2/3 of our people had to know death by pain. But guess what? When they come back, they'll be fine. Conversely, you other nations, and particularly you Edomites, man, you're going to be under us. The nation of Israel is going to be set on high. That's how we're going to be saved. That's salvation. Okay. Verse 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings, for the wicked that oppress me, for my daily wounds who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak pridefully. Right? That's what Esau eating. He's very pridefully, man, and in his riches. This dude, Peter Sethach, said the dude name wrong all the time. The Secretary of Defense told other nations FAFO. Very childish and very pompous. Okay, right? Speak very pridefully. Right, verse 11. They have not now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bound down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Rise, O Yahweh, disappoint them. Cast him about. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? So the Most High is going to disappoint Esau, Edom's, enterprise, man. Right? His efforts. The Most High is going to send his son back, to do what? to set his kingdom up and to overthrow, you know, the the plans of Esau Edom. They're gonna come to nothing or to naught, right? And will be set up on high. The elect of, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, the so-called nigger Latino Native Americans. Okay. Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. That's right. So the Most High is going to do what? He's going to send these other nations to come against Babylon the Great. This is why we see war brewing. And the Most High has put the spirit on Esau, on the Most High. Excuse me. The Most High has put the spirit on Esau Edom to go full throttle, full force with war, and he's gonna lose his war. He's gonna lose his World War III. He's gonna lose. Why? How do we know this? Because it's prophesied. He's prophesied to take a fade. He's not gonna win, right? But he keeps, you know, uh, antagonizing these various nations to go to war. Okay, which is going to lead to destruction. It's going to lead to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. It's going to lead to these guys being destroyed, right? Alluding to Esau, man. Right? Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time will I bring again, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Right? So the Most High is going to put the spirit on these nations, chiefly Esau, even will go to war in the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? In the so-called Middle East area. And he's doing this for us, right? So although we're being used as pawns, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? You Venezuelans, guess what? You know, we're being judged for our wicked ways. But at the end of the day, the Most High got our back, man. At the end of the day, man, right? So we see these things, it makes you upset, you know, that Esau is able to bomb our people indiscriminately, you know, but we know it's judgment. We know also that this is leading to something bigger, which is World War III, in which Esau Edom is going to lose. Okay? All right? So, pray this edifying. Shalom.